Hi, I'm Ambry and this is Ambry's Corner, and welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome back. We're gonna get this video out, so yeah. So like I said, today's video is story time. Today's video is about the time we had a bill collector come to the house. This was a while ago, a long while ago. Of course, everybody has money issues. My family is no different, so yeah. So if you'd like to hear about the time the bill collector came to my house, then stick around. Let's get into the video. Alright, so this take place when I was in, I want to say middle school, and we were living in the cul-de-sac. Now at this time, basically my whole immediate family lived in the cul-de-sac. So that was me, my mama, my auntie and her 3 children, and my auntie and her son and my grandma lived in another set up above us, like on the other side, like through the little path on the other side. Nowhere for real. And so at this time, my auntie and her 3 kids were living with us, personal reasons. But they was living with us temporary, so it wasn't going to be forever. It was just temporary. And they just, I think they hadn't been there maybe about 6 months at this point. And at this time, me and my cousin, we were actually going to the same school at this time. Me and her she wouldn't change schools until like her 2nd year in middle school. So I would say this was our 1st year in middle school, because the 1st year of middle school she was with me, and then the next year she went to next year. So yeah, and they moved right before. So yeah, like I said, it was temporary, but she was already going to my school. So at this point, we was taking the bus from and to school, and I think at this time my little cousins, they were in elementary school, so they were getting picked up from school and being brought to I forget, were they being brought to us or was somebody else picking them up? I forget how that was going about. I think somebody else was picking them up and bringing them to us later on. I forget how. I just know that me and her caught the bus home and caught the bus to school in the morning, I think, if I remember correctly. I think, or we were getting took to school. I forget which one it was, but at this point we were catching the bus. So this day we had got out of school, and the routine was, because my mama worked 2nd shift, so she worked from like 2 in the afternoon to sometimes 10, 11 at night. And then her mom was also working like that too, so we really didn't see them till later on that night. So my mom had given me a key, because at that point nobody would be at either house that time of the day. So basically, that my mom had given me a key to get into the house, and she said every day when she said we go home from school, she said y'all get off at because it was like we could get off at either side. We could get off at my mom's side, we could get off at my grandma's side. It just depends on where we were going that day. But that day we took my mom's stop, and so she gave me a kiss. She said y'all just go in the house, lock the door, and sit and wait. Cause I think my grandma got off work around about what time? She maybe like an hour later she would get off of work. I think maybe at like 3:30, cause we got off the bus at 3:15. So like she would be like maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour after us. She come home and come and get us, or come down there where we were. It just depends. So yeah, so she gave us a key. We get home, we go to the house, we sit and wait for my grandma or somebody to come get us, and then we just go up there for the rest of the afternoon. That's how that worked. And so this day was no different. We got off the bus. We went to my house. Now this day, there was, so the thing about it was, my mom always told, she said, just go in the house and lock the door. I don't want y'all standing outside. I want y'all outside. Just go in the house and lock the door, just like that. We were young, and sometimes we didn't always listen. And this particular day, we did not listen. So I think at this time, My auntie had gotten a loan, if I'm not mistaken, I think. And she had, you know, when you get a loan, you have to use something as collateral. So she had a TV that she used as collateral. And I don't know what happened. I think maybe she forgot to pay or something. I don't know what it was. She was late. I don't know. But they had been calling. I guess the last resort for calling them was to send somebody out there. So they sent somebody out there. And so this particular day, they sent somebody out porch or something, just standing, looking around, looking crazy or whatever. And we saw a car pull up. And so we immediately just went back in the house and shut down, locked the door. We wasn't worried about anything because we're not, but I'm just saying we just went back in the house and shut the door. We didn't know who it was, and the car had slowed up, you know what I mean? So we didn't know exactly who it was. So we went back in the house and we locked the door, and a woman got the car and she came and knocked on the door. And we didn't answer it at first, and then she was like, I know y'all in there, this is so and so. Please come out and talk to me real quick. Just like that. And so we recognized the name because we knew that, you know, one of our moms had a loan out with that company. So we opened the door hesitantly, I might add. We opened the door. And she said hi. She said, I'm so and so from so and so. I'm not gonna say her name of it because y'all don't know that. But she said, I'm so and so from so and so. And she said, she was like, I'm aware that y'all have a I'm aware that somebody in this household has a loan out with my place of employment, and we came just to see what's going on and maybe collect the payment, like that. Cause that's how bill collectors work. When they can't get you on the phone, they come to your house. So this lady came to the house. Like I said, she came to the house and she tells us with all that. And then we proceed to say that nobody's home, and that even if we could, you couldn't come in no way. So we're not allowed to have the door open for strangers, and we don't know who you are. So you have to come back when somebody's home, just like that. Well, I guess the woman didn't like that answer because she was like, okay, well, she said, well, you know, I know this is such and such residence. I know that she used a TV as collateral for the loan. So she said, either you can let me in. You can let me, she said let me in. She said, you can tell me. She said, I forget what she said, but she was like, you can do this, or I can get the sheriff out here and he can come in and take the TV. Well, automatically, us being children, we don't understand. We not understanding what that means. All we heard was sheriff, and all we knew is that she could not come in the house. So I forget what we did. I think like we were lying to her, something like that. And she said that, and then she was like, I'll get the sheriff out here, and he come in and get the TV, and point blank period. So we basically told her, I guess, what she wanted to know. And so then she left, and we told her that somebody would call her or whatever when they got home. She was like, okay, and she left. So fast forward an hour later, and my grandma pulls up in the yard to get us, to take us home. Now, if you know anything about adults, anything about that kind of stuff, you're not supposed to interact with a child. That woman knew better. She wasn't supposed to tell us or come at us like that. That was wrong. I understand you doing your job, but then you're doing your job means intimidating some children. Then you're not doing your job right, boo boo. So my grandma get home, and we said, grandma. At this point, my grandma was leaving. She was driving. She was working. My grandma was okay. So she get home, and we tell her what happened. She said, what? She said, who was it? And we described the lady to her, and we tell her who she was with. She said, okay. She said, okay, she said, come on, y'all, let's get in the car, and we're gonna have this. So first we went home. We went to her house real quick, and we waited around for my auntie to get there, whatever. And I guess she was telling my auntie about what happened. And then I think my little cousins came up right after that. I think I don't know if they just got off the bus, if they dad or somebody dropped them off where we were. But they had just been dropped off at our house. And so my grandma was like, okay, come on, y'all, we going out there, like that. She said, she tells me, she said, I don't want y'all to say anything. I don't want y'all to do nothing. Just When we go in here, just you told me what happened already, right? I said, yeah. We said, yes, ma'am. She said, I don't want y'all to say nothing. Don't do nothing. Just sit down and be quiet. I got it. We said, all right. So we drive up to the law office, and my grandma is a very nice woman, a very sweet woman. She never said too much. The only time she spoke up about something is when you was in the wrong, and she was gonna let you know, and she was gonna put you in your place real nicely, real sweet. Because my grandma was a church going woman, so she cussed every now and then, but she was gonna put you in your place politely, tell you that you was wrong. That's how my grandma was. She was straightforward, but she was the nicest, sweetest woman you ever meet. Like, I don't know a person that has come in contact with my grandma and have not loved her. Have not loved her. Every friend I had that I'm not friends no more. I'm not friends with no more. Every person my mama done dated. Anybody that's ever come in contact with my grandma has loved her. Has loved her. My true story. I think it was maybe a week after we had buried her. I think maybe a couple days, a week or so after we had buried her. My cousin has a best friend, and she doesn't live down here anymore. She lives somewhere else. But she was down here for the night one night, and I just happened to be over there that night, and I was spending the night too. And so we was all in the bed, and I was, cause her room was like right there above us, and I used to. When her room was like right above my cousin's room. Like if you go up the stairs, her room's like right there. So like, cause I'm not when at night, for some reason I roam at night. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I'm up. I'm always up at night, checking on things and making sure everybody alright, making sure nobody don't need anything, making sure everything is good, the door locked. That's how I am. I'm just up at night. I do that even at my own house. I do that. I get up, I check on my mama, I check the door, I check and make sure all the lights and stuff are off except for the kitchen light. I use the bathroom, I get water, whatever I need, whatever my mama need. I'm up at night. And I do that constantly. I'll wake up out my sleep and just go around and check on everybody. And this night and any other night, anywhere else I'm in, I do the same thing all the time. When I'm over there, I get up, I just do my rounds, make sure everybody. And usually my grandma will always be up, and she knew I was up. So she would call me back and forth, up and downstairs, getting her stuff, helping her with something, or I would just be talking to her, or whatever, because I couldn't sleep. At least until I went to sleep. And so this night was no different. I got up and I went upstairs to go check on the house. And like I said, usually I would stop by her room. And I don't think we had cleaned out the room yet, but I don't remember what happened, but I don't think we had cleaned out the room yet. And I just went in there and I just stood and I just started bawling. Like I was like, I can't believe she left me. She left me here. I'm by myself. I ain't got nobody. I was crying. And so when I came upstairs, my cousin like, yeah, you alright? I said, no, I miss grandma. You know, I used to get up every night and just go walk around the house with her, or sometimes stop in and see her. I said, she ain't up there, and I can't take it like that. She said, it's alright, yes, I said, okay, I just need a minute. So I went upstairs, I went to the bathroom, and I was so tired. I said, Mama, I can't do this. I can't stay over here no more. I said, I can't do it. I said, Grandma ain't here. I said, I feel like I'm all by myself. I said, I can't do this. And my mama on the phone just like trying to come. She said, it's all right, boo. It's all right. Just calm down. I think when my grandma passed, I hadn't really cried like that. Really, I mean, just like really cried. I mean, I had cried like right after the funeral. I was scrolling through Facebook or something and I saw her picture and I broke down. But like this is like legit me like coming to terms with her being gone, not seeing her, not hearing her. You know, I could wake out my sleep sometimes and hear her calling my name and go up there running up there trying to see if she was there, and she was never there. Cause that's just how it was. It was natural to me. It was almost like second nature. I could sense when she needed me, even if she didn't say anything. I could sense it. Grandma, you need, oh yeah, I was just about to call you. I need so and so. Can you give me this? You know, just anything she needs. She need me to warm up some food. I got it. She need me to go get her drink. I got it. You know, that was just she needed me to grease her back because I got the magic touch with these hands. And so she needed me to grease her back. I was just like, I'm on it. I got it. Don't worry about it. That's just how I was. And so when I calmed down, my cousin came in the bathroom because I talked to my mom, and I calmed down a little bit. And I had came down and I came back downstairs and we all got back in the bed and went to sleep. A few minutes later, her friend get up and she immediately started crying too. Like I had started a chain reaction out of nowhere, and she got up and she started crying too, talking about some she missed her too. She said she used to her being here. She said it just felt weird without her being here, and she missed her. And like she was sitting on the bed crying to me and my cousin, and then we got her calmed down. She went back to bed, and then my cousin broke down, so we got her calmed down. Then we all just like fell out and went to sleep. But anyway, this is like a little short story inside the mini story. But like I said, my grandma was a really straightforward, but she was the nicest person you ever come across. She did not meet, it wasn't nowhere that she could go that she did not know somebody or could make a friend with somebody. Every neighbor she ever had, they had been friends. Every neighbor she had, they had been friends. Every person she encountered loved her. Every child she encountered adored her. That's just how she was, and she'd feed anybody. So my grandma, like I said, my grandma didn't play about her grandchildren. And then she had like the 2 girls, so you know she wasn't playing with us. She wasn't playing about her 2 girls, the chocolate baby and the light baby. Oh, you could not mess with us. You could not mess with us. Oh, our hair would it would automatically break loose if you tried to mess with one of us, any of us. It's over with for you. So we told her what happened, and she ready to go up there. So we get up there, and the first time we going off, she said, hey, she said, so this afternoon my 2 granddaughters was at home, and somebody came out on the door, and it was somebody from this company came out at the door, and it was like one of my daughters have an outstanding loan with y'all, and I don't guess she made a payment or something, and she used a TV as collateral. This woman came up to the house today, and there wasn't an adult home, mind you. There was no adult home. Nobody old enough that she could talk to about this, and she decided to talk to 2 children, two children about this, scaring them half to death. And she was like, she threatened to call the sheriff up here, had them come in the house and take something, or had them escorted out, whatever, or arrested, whatever. She just threatening children like that. And so immediately they was like, oh, can you describe the lady? And we described the woman. She said, oh, we know who that is. She do this all the time. We have complaints on her all the time. She said, okay, don't worry. She said she should be back in a minute. Not even 5 minutes after we described this woman did she walk through the door. And we was like, oh, that's her right there. That's her. And they was like, and they call her by name. I'm just call her Miss Sarah. They said, Sarah. They said, you know these girls? She's like, oh yeah, I just paid them a visit, but there was nobody home, so I ended up leaving like that. And I was like, no, you did not. She said, she said, yes, I did. I said, and my grandma was like, be quiet, be quiet. She said, they told me what you said. She said, they told me you came up there and you talking about calling the chef on somebody and doing all this. She said, why? She said, why couldn't you just come back later when there was an adult home, left a card, anything? She said, why are you discussing grown folks' business with children? She said, you should know better than that. Then when she said, don't talk to my granddaughter. She said, sweetie, you're lying. My grandma said, don't talk to my granddaughter. She said, you talk to me. She said, because I wasn't there before, and you decided to discuss grown folks' business with those children. She said, now I want you to discuss it with me. What's the problem? And so the woman told her about the loan, how our moms haven't made a payment yet, and that they needed to, and that they used the TV as collateral, and that they could take it. She said, okay, fine. She said, fine, that's all you had to do. She said, you could have waited till an adult got home. You could have called anything. She said, you come up here and you try to scare my grandkids. She said, you don't do that. She said, we don't discuss those type of things with our children. So she said, I don't need you, a complete stranger, coming to my house, my children's house, and doing that either. She said, you knew it wasn't an adult home. There were 2 children alone. She said, don't do that no more. Do not do that no more. And so the 2 ladies said something to her. They're like, you wrong for that. You know you shouldn't have done that. She said, you know better than that. And she ran out to the back, worried, scared, because I think like they said, she had a history of doing things like that before, and causing ruckus where they didn't need to be in. So I think that was like maybe her final attempt, because after that we didn't hear no more about that woman. I think she might have got fired for that too, because that's just wrong. When adults make decisions like that, I mean, financial decisions like that. That is something that should be taken up with an adult person, an adult. You don't come to somebody's house where there are children and try to have that conversation with a child, because a child don't comprehend that. You know what I mean? When you tell them about couple, they think somebody intro, they think somebody they love about to go to jail. They don't assume, oh, okay, my mama ain't paid the bill. I know, okay, Bob. They don't assume stuff like that. So you can't be talking stuff like that to a child. And we were children. That's what we were. We were children. And looking back on that, she was dead wrong. Even though she was all doing her job, she was wrong, and she knows she was wrong. And that's why she tried to hurry up and correct herself as soon as she walked in the door and saw us sitting there with my grandma mad as hell. She tried to correct herself real quick, but it was too late then, sweetheart, because we had already told the story. My grandma was already mad, and you already had to deal with their mouth. And like I said, my grandma told you off as nicely as possible. My grandma was a church-going woman, so she didn't need to cuss to make her point. She cussed, but she needed to cuss at somebody to make her point. She said what she had to say, and that was it. My granddad was like that too. He always told mom. He said, punk. He said, you ever want to get somebody off your back? That was his nickname for everybody, punk. That's what he called everybody. It was a term of endearment, but he was like, punk. You ever want to get somebody off your back? He said, you don't got to tell him one time and one time. He didn't believe repeating himself. He didn't believe saying things twice. He said it one time. He said, I'm gonna tell you like this one time, and that was that. And you never heard no more about it. That was it. It was over with. And he washed his hands up, and he didn't bring it back up. And if you kept doing it, that's your business. You grown. You do what you want to. My mom is the same way. If my mom don't like something I'm doing, she gonna tell me one time, yes, I don't like this. I think you should stop. But she said, you grown. You do what you want to do. That's your business. I'm gonna say it this time. I'm not gonna talk about it no more. That's your business. And that's how I always was. That's the understanding we have. And most times when she tell me that, I listen. I'll stop doing it. You know, when she come out and tell me something that I'm doing that she really just don't like, most times I listen to her. Sometimes what she's saying is right, and I know what she's saying is right. I just don't want to hear it. And then other times I ain't trying to hear it. But yeah. So that was it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, what you want to hear, what you want to see down below, and I will do my very, very best to make that happen. Like I said in my last couple videos, I'm not putting myself out there like that no more on social media. I just feel like if you're gonna find me, you're gonna find me. If you're not, you're not. You just not meant to find this channel. Everything I do won't be for everybody. I do have plenty of other videos coming out for you, and a few more come on the way. Keep a lookout for those. I do have to finish my intro this weekend whenever I get to. I do got 2 more videos I want to do for y'all coming out soon. I want to introduce y'all to some mukbangs and stuff like that. They'll probably be on later on next year. Yep, let's just make this I do want to do a goals video that might be coming next, so we'll see how that work out. I got to sit down and make a few goals and stuff like that, and I might do another vision board video for y'all soon. So let's go on it too. So I was like, comment, like, subscribe, tell me what you think, what you want to hear, and I will do my very, very best to make it happen. And I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.